Hey guys, welcome to CRYYYTarot. I am Lady Crybaby, the Empath Empress, and we're here today to do I would say this evening, to do a reading on young Dolph. Okay, so young Dolph, bottom line, you guys was in the wrong frequency. He came to me this morning when I was brushing my teeth. It was probably like about 10 something this morning when I woke up. I'm one of those people that kind of gotta laugh themselves to sleep, and I act goofy and a little silly shit before I go to bed. So when I wake up, I ain't in the best of spirits because, you know what I mean, I'm appreciating my sleep. So I was just making myself some cookies. All right, shout out to young Dolph and the cookies that he went to go buy. And I want y'all to know something. Did y'all actually hear that woman when she said, all right, be safe? Something wasn't right about that. Make sure y'all know that. All right, when y'all watch that video, watch her say be safe at the end. Why is she giving a damn about his safety? All right, instead of just saying, all right, good to see you or something like that, just broad said be safe. Okay, so when young Dolph came to me this morning, I was like, when he came to me this morning, and I was brushing my teeth, he was like, they chased me down. He said, man, they chased a nigga down for real. And I was like, what that got to do with your mouth? And he said, I worked on my mouth my whole life. He said, whoever thought this would be something that'll get me killed, he said, or the reason why I died because of my mouth. He said, I had to learn. He said, I had to learn what to say, in certain instances. He said, I had to know when to say shit. He said, I had to know when to laugh. He said, I had to know when to and when not to speak in general. He said, I had to learn, how to rap, as a whole. He said, and I have to learn where to place my words. He said, and then gone. He said, that's fucked up. Then he stroked across his mouth, covering it with his entire left hand, kind of cupping it, and then he kind of fell back in disappointment and kind of pushing his back against, the back of a chair or something like that. I guess he was sitting down. And he said straight up, disappointed, grief, despair, anger, basically all of them together. Then he asked me, how you doing? And I told him, I'm doing all right, sweetheart. I'm getting better, much better. Now that I'm listening, listening wholeheartedly, to the Lord, and to him speak. And he said, yeah, that was my problem. He said, I hadn't sold my soul like them, okay? So when he said that, that kind of brought me to mind of somebody who's going to notch up off of young Dolph, passing away. Now, young Dolph is a God-fearing man. I know a lot of people say, he making that music, trap type music or whatever, gangster music, whatever, kill this or shoot that, who knows. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know young Dolph. I hadn't ever heard of his name until I saw, the circulation going on around YouTube about him passing away. So, on the cool, I never even knew there was a rapper named Young Dolph until he came to me this morning. And so he said, when he said, I hadn't sold my soul like them, I said, that's exactly what it was, a sacrifice. So it was a sacrifice, y'all. He did get sacrificed for somebody. And when that came to mind, everybody talking about Soulja Boy and all of them. But for some reason, Megan Thee Stallion came up. So maybe it's her. Maybe it could be, the mother cats that they talking about. But I don't know why her name came up, right? So young Dolph said, a nigga disappointed as fuck. He said, for real. And then he said, they killed my black ass. He said, God damn, right? And I said, well, then he said, thanks. He said, I won't hold you up. He said, I know you just woke up. Then me, I said, yeah. And then Dolph said, all right. And then I said, no problem. And then he said, one, you know, as in peace or whatever. And then I said, kisses to you, love, you know, God bless, you know, thanks for tapping in. And then he threw up his head, kind of like he head nodded me, like, you know, as not to say, you know, any more words or whatever, because he knew, you know, I was just getting up or whatever. So I ended up saying, you know, so of course I was channeling him a little bit more. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh, well, he too old to be using the name Young Dolph and all of that. Well, Young Dolph is a businessman, okay? He knew the game. He knew what it was to market his business. He knew what it was, you know, what he needed to do, you know, to sell his music. But he's straight up a God-fearing dude, man. So for all that people got to say, in his quiet time, that guy, you know, worshiped the Lord straight up. So no matter if he talked about sacrifice was on like his album or whatever, like I said, he's a businessman. He knew what to do to sell his music, okay? But he hadn't sold his soul yet. See, a lot of the people that come and chase these people down, you know, those people, the only reason why they chase them down and kill them is because they're not all the way sold the fuck out straight up, all right? So, everybody said, well, what did he do for his community? He entertained. Okay, he's a straight up entertainer, right? And this guy don't like childish people. I do know that. I from the energy that I got from him, he don't like immature people. The bottom line is he was under the wrong frequency. Okay, and I told him, I said, you know, you needed to move away from where your hometown is. Okay, I said this is where your spirit is the most familiar and where the most envy is bred, okay? Most of the envy is bred when you frequent, you know what I'm saying? When you keep moving around the same place where you're from. Now, you done made it to the top. And a lot of people around you, you know, they want your energy. You know, they don't really want people to succeed. Now, for me, you know, I'm an author. I haven't showed anybody my book yet or anything like that on this tarot stuff, but you know, if you go on YouTube and look up Lady Crybaby, I have a book titled Trip Until I Get Myself Together. So it took me 13 years to write that book. All right, so becoming, you know, a star or who you are is not an easy process, okay? It takes a lot of your own personal energy. And I have a candle right here. And this candle says, let me see what it says. It says, be the energy you want to attract, okay? Then it says energy, all right? So he put a lot of energy into his music, and he, you know, to get to where he is, all right? And then I have another candle here that says inhale positivity, exhale negativity, and cleansing, okay? So the dude is a clean guy, you know what I mean? He put a lot of effort into being positive in his community, being positive within himself to get his job done, all right? So you cannot be a star and move around your neighborhood, your old neighborhood, you know, in familiarity, you know, thinking that people gonna just receive you on some positive type shit. Really though, even if you didn't have one, I'm not sure how it worked, but you know, you need a bodyguard. If you don't have a bodyguard, you don't even need to be in your old hood, period. Once you make it. It's called making it out the hood for a reason, and you don't need to go back, because most of the people and most of the rappers, as you know, get smoked in their old hood. All right? So, now we have some cards on the table. So, with the cards being on the table, the strength, okay? Strength and the Page of Pentacles are the first two cards. So, this guy was strong in figuring out how to live a good life and have his money. All right? And when I was doing this channeling, and these cards have a back to them that reads what all this is, so we'll come back and read all that later. But one of the messages that I got for Young Dolph is that somebody wanted to not just destroy him, but somebody's jealous of his girl, you know. And I'm hearing wife. I guess they may reference each other as, you know, wife or husband or whatever, but I don't know if they're married or not. But I do know somebody wanted to break that up. So there is a female within this reading that's actually jealous of the woman that he's with and the life that she's living now. We have the next card is the moon card, and that's in reverse, okay? So somebody used some type of dark energy or dark magic to find him, and that person is got fool in the reverse. That person is currently foolish, and not to call young Dolph a fool, but what was foolish was moving around his old hood with the type of stature that he has for himself and that he's created himself. Okay, so this card applies to both him and the people that he was dealing with. Okay, so somebody, whoever did it, they feeling real foolish right about now. Okay, because they will be judged for what they done to that man, because overall he had good energy, positive energy that he was trying to put in within the community. Now that person that's a fool wanted his wheel of fortune. Okay, and this particular person has something to do with a Queen of Pentacles, somebody who wants some money, and this person is in reverse. Okay, so there is a female that's involved who actually wanted his life or his money. All right, so the next card we have is the Eight of Rods, and then after the Eight of Rods we have the Ace of Rods. Okay, now the Eight of Rods is it says, now is the time to make your move. Okay, so he should have moved out of his community. It says, all the elements have come together. Put your ideas into action. Expect to be busy today as others come to you with their own requests for assistance. All right, so again, he helped out his community. It says, or there may be important news. It says, this card assures that everything will be successfully resolved. So they're going to find out who killed this guy. All right. And then Ace of Wands. Okay. So mind you, these rods are basically wands. And it says, grab that wand so you can create magic. All right. So the dude obviously was magical with his music. It says you hold the creative spark needed to make things happen. All right. He was an action person. It says action is called for. A new passion makes his way into your heart. It says whether it's art or artist, meaning him being an artist or a rapper or singer, you know, or doing music rather. It says the zing is there. So he had the zing. He had what it took, and that's what people wanted. His zing or his energy. It says be ready for the desire to fire up your life. So this guy was passionate about his work. He was passionate about, you know, what he did in life or whatever. And he had all the elements that it took to actually become that person that he actually is. And somebody wanted that energy from him, okay? Now, the next two cards is the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles, all right? So somebody, the Eight of Pentacles is apprenticeship, and the Eight of Cups, or it says baggage check. Time to let those old tapes run out. So he should have left, all right? And the Eight of Cups has everything to do with, you know, his life, love, energy, things of that nature, or how he was taking care of his family. So, you know, he should have left. And like I said, somebody wanted that guy's lifestyle. Hold on a second. So somebody wanted young Dolph's lifestyle, and that's something that people need to respect when they, you know, when they out here being successful and think that they can move around amongst people that, you know, that hate on them, right? So basically on the low, you know, he really didn't know. Like he said, they chased him down, got him at a shop getting some cookies, a little bake shop or whatever, getting some cookies. So, you know, but he had courage, okay? He had courage to get out here and make these moves, which is the Seven of Rods, okay? But those, and the next card is Judgment. Those people will be judged. If they will be judged, and somebody's going to get caught. And the people that will be judged for that is the devil. Straight up in full effect. So that has everything to do with his sacrifice, okay? But they're going to get judged. Somebody's going to get caught. All right. And now we have, after that, we got the Chariot and we got the Five of Pentacles, okay? So here's the Chariot, which is a higher power coming to get the guy or coming to rescue him, and Five of Pentacles, okay? Somebody is in And the Five of Pentacles, it was the status of the people who came and got him. Somebody wanted his money. They money is not bigger than his. I'm not sure who it is that's talking. Basically, what I'm hearing is talking shit or whatever. But they were the status of his money is at question. Okay, and that's what he lost his life over. Okay, over his finances. All right, and that was taken by the devil. So you got the Chariot, which is a spirit, coming to rescue him from the devil situation, which means he's passing away. All right. So, and then next to the Five of Pentacles is the Two of Pentacles. Okay. So again, juggling his life, touching back down in the hood, you know, because that's where he's from, not necessarily leaving the where he grew up at. So, people were, you know, juggling their thoughts about this guy on a regular basis, okay? On his money, how his woman was living, all right? And whoever that person is, this is where this Two of Pentacles was right underneath this Ace of Rods, okay? So he was actually going to be starting some type of, I want to say, new business venture, you know, all I can say is, or they may have, him and his family may have been juggling the thought of having another kid or something along those lines, and somebody wanted to break up their family life. That's straight up period. There is a female out there. This is a message that I'm getting that's channel that's jealous of how his woman is living. Okay, straight up, and the life that he's helped create for her. So now, considering the life that he's helped create for her, we have what's called the Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit. So he spent a lot of time by himself. Again, like I said, he don't like immaturity, okay? And he spent a lot of time by himself on how he can increase his Ace of Pentacles, okay? And his Ace of Pentacles has everything to do with prosperity, success. So in his alone time, this is when he actually was working on how he can get some more money. And if you look at this card, you see the star right there? And the flowers on the side. So he was working on how he can increase himself being the star. And he did that a lot when he was in hermit mode. All right. The next cards up is the Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Rods. Okay. So this is about reward. Okay. And then the Knight of Rods has everything to do with, you know, moving away. And again, the rods represents swords. So let's read what the Knight of Rods says, or the Knight of Wands. I'm sorry, I said swords, but they're wands. All right, so you guys, it's about going on 1 o'clock in the morning. So be patient with me. All right, it says prepare to act. Something needs you to be fully engaged. Okay, he wasn't fully focused. Like I said, he was in the wrong frequency. He was doing too much in his own hood. It says passion is good. You know what I mean? Passion is a good leader if you reign in anger. It says pay attention to things that require a lot of energy. All right, so he put a lot of energy into loving his hood. Shout out to Memphis. You know, I did watch some of the videos, and I did see where a lot of people was showing and, you know, paying homage and respect to, you know, the area where he, you know, got gunned down or whatever. It says events are in your favor. Enthusiasm can carry you far in this endeavor. So he actually was having favor where he was doing his music. Okay. And he was a knight in that area, so he had trumped down what to do to get his money right in that music game. Okay, now next to that we have Queen of Rods, and then we have a Two of Swords. So again, somebody was Queen of Rods. A Queen of Rods is basically a Queen of Wands. Okay, and a Queen of Wands is kind of like a person that is, you know, a beautiful person, a mother figure who also has energy. And then the Two of Swords, like I said, somebody was comparing themselves, a female, to his woman and the life that she was living with him. Okay, so they obviously were family people, just like they were saying on the videos. And here's a Two of Swords, somebody who wanted to take that from both of them. And the Two of Swords says, a decision awaits. While you may have an internal debate, going on. Now is the time to let that ambivalence go. So somebody was internally debating on how to destroy this Queen of Wands, which represents his woman. Okay, and it says whoever they were acted with swiftness. Okay, it says be the one who makes the decision. So they made a good decision, and it says be the one to make the decision, good or bad. Okay, it must be made now. Okay, so take off the blindfold and choose. So in other words, the blindfold, taking the blindfold off and choosing. This person did this in with illusion, with darkness. The bottom line, okay? So somebody had been thinking about how to destroy the guy and his family, and that's what they did. So the next card up is Four of Rods and King of Rods, okay? So now we got this Two of Swords that was right next to the Four of Rods. All right, so somebody compared themselves to their life stability. The Four Rods or Four Wands stands for stability. Okay, and somebody wanted to take their stability from them. All right, it says Four Wands, actions you have taken pay off. In other words, you know, they were stable. It says others have noticed your work at putting things together. Again, others have noticed your work at putting things together, and then they wanted to take it from them. Straight up. So they wasn't just watching him, they was watching the life, his family life that he had, okay? You know, and he was looking at, you know, making more out of their life, like I said, either thinking about, you know, how they can make their family bigger or better or something along those lines. And that's what the stability actually stands for. Okay, and then the Knight of Wands. Okay, the Knight of Wands is a leader, okay, that has purposeful action, okay, rather than sitting back observing, okay, others to you know, it says, in other words, sitting back observing other people. It says he had basically energy that he acted on swiftly. So like I said, in Hermit mode, he moved from the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Rods to the King of Rods. All right. And then the last cards we have out of this particular deck, okay, guys, is the Five of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Okay. So the Five of Swords, again, you see the Moon card. The Five of Swords stands for deceit. All right. It says stands for deceit, dishonesty, and some form of black magic or darkness. Okay. And whoever that was, the Ace of Swords stands for victory over them. Victory over the illusion, which is the Moon card here, and the dark magic. And whoever those people are, they were foolish, okay? Because somebody gonna find their asses out. Period. All right? Because they acting foolish, whoever they are at the moment. All right, so let's read Five of Swords. It says, often you get caught up in the struggle to better yourself. It says this can come at the expense of friends and family. Like I said, he needed to move. He operated in the wrong frequency, and he needed to move away from them people. All right? Because they didn't have the best thoughts in mind for this guy. It says reevaluate any fights you've let go. Okay, it says reevaluate any fights you've let yourself be drawn into. Okay, it's remember that you don't have to accept every invitation to an argument. It says a hand offered is better than a sword drawn. So he offered himself to the community, but he needed to get the hell out of there. Okay, see how this card dropped? And somebody was successful in taking that life away from him. All right, so now I ended up pulling from another deck, and the first two cards from this deck is Fool and Abundance. All right, somebody jumped out there to go after his abundance, his abundant life, his money, and then just him in general. Okay, so now we have a Fool out of this deck, and then we got a Fool on this deck right here. So the Fool is there twice, and for some reason, you know, I'm sure he doesn't, you know, young Dolph don't want to accept the fact that the moves he was making was being foolish and not protecting himself. Now here we go with the flowery girl, and that came right after abundance. So again, somebody wanted their overall abundance as a couple. You see the man and the woman? He was abundant and she was, you know, beautiful. So he was making a good life for him and his family. These two cars were right by each other, and right after abundance, flowering, then we got success. So this was a successful couple, straight up and down. And somebody wanted that from them, okay? And the people that wanted that from them says laziness and creativity, all right? They wasn't as actively creative as as young Dolph was. And they wanted his creative energy, straight up and down, all right? So if you look at these two cards, we got some lazy fools. Real shit. Who wanted the abundance of him and his woman's life. Alright? So that's really sad, but that's what it is. Alright? So now we move over here to the other cards that I have laid out. If I can pick them up. And it says, here he was in his alone time. Okay? Postponing the world. Look, you guys, adventure. Thinking about his adventure lane or his life. Thinking about how he can make a brighter life for himself. Look at the rainbow colors. Alright? And he's been thinking about this ever since he was a child. And he did a lot of this in his alone time. And he postponed the world. If you can see, looking out the window into the world, into, you know, the world like that. He gave a lot of thought. So you can see that these colors and these colors are pretty much the same. He gave a lot of thought on how he was going to make, make a life, a good life out of for himself. All right. Now, with that being said, we go over here and we look at these cards. The person who did that to him and the person who had sorrow and was driving themselves crazy and thinking about what they can do with somebody from their past life. So whoever this is, he done dealt with them before. And whoever wanted his life from the past life, they put a lot of thought into it and was driving him crazy. And if you look at this looks like a tie, okay? And how they can connect themselves to his money. They spend a lot of thought on how they can actually get this dude. All right? So I'm sure what young Dolph don't want to actually accept is that he was moving around in the wrong frequency, straight up. He needed to tap in and tap out of, you know, the environment or his old hood. You cannot be a star and be moving around your old hood like that. I know people think that they can, but that's not the right move, because whether you know it or not, or whether you agree with it or not, there's a lot of people that's envious and jealous of your lifestyle. All right, so what we're going to do is go ahead and get a few more cards and see what else come up on the table. And as I've split the deck, check this out. Fool again. That's 3 goddamn fools. So it was 3 people involved, primarily, and wanting his shit. Look at that, y'all. 3 damn fools. And here we go again with, it was rods before, but here it is, the 8 of wands, 8 of rods, which is wands again. All right, and the 8 of wands is traveling, good news, things of that nature. So he was getting ready to have some good news about his life. And check this out. Right after that is the star. So the star was having a good life that somebody wanted. Straight up and down. Yeah. All right. And Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Ace of Pentacles again has everything to do with prosperity, business. We got the Ace of Pentacles here. And we got the Ace of Pentacles right here. Okay. And this is a whole different deck. All right. So we got the Hierophant in reverse. He was not being wise. I know he don't want to, probably wouldn't want to hear that, but young Dolph wasn't being wise when it came to, you know, the true reality of who he is and the star that he is, straight up and down. Okay, And the star wasn't being wise about his money. He wasn't being wise about how he was protecting himself and his money. So we got the Hierophant in reverse, which is a wise, intuitive person, that he wasn't acting in that power. Whoever that is a star, and whoever this star is, they wasn't being wise about. He wasn't being wise about the quality life that he created for himself. Okay. And with that being said, that brought about the King of Swords. All right. And the King of Swords, the next card up is Six of Cups. Now, Six of Cups stands for something or somebody coming back from his past. We got past life here again. All right. So whoever he dealt with in his past, that's the person who wanted to cut him up. Straight real. All right. So, and who they wanted to cut up was the Emperor. All right. And you know, the next card up after that has everything to do with the Page of Swords. Okay. And the Page of Swords is petty gossip, things of that nature. So they was sitting in back on the low in the backdrop, gossiping about this dude and the lifestyle, you know, that he was living, and how they can actually take it from him. Alright, so let's get some more cards. Alright, young Dolph, what do you want to say? What is it that you want to say? Okay? I know there's something that you want to say to these people about your lifestyle and about, you know, you moving around in the wrong frequency and not accepting the fact that, you know, your energy was way more abundant than what you was giving yourself credit for. He was just, wow. Now see, you got a lot to say there. Alright? So, here we go with the Queen of Swords again. This person wanted to take something from them. There was a female involved in this, whether people liked it or not. Alright, and like I said, that woman was be safe. Be safe. Not being rude, but female. What you give a fuck about him being safe for at that very moment? You hear what I'm saying? So, let's see what these cards are. Here we go. That's what it was, his Wheel of Fortune. Then we got Four of Pentacles. Okay, the Four of Pentacles has everything to do with whoever this person is. They wanted to hold back his Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and so now after that, these are the cards that young Dolph threw out there. All right, Four of Wands. Okay, again, his Wheel of Fortune, Four of Wands stands for stability. Four of Pentacles stands for somebody holding back on somebody's stability. The Three of Pentacles has everything to do with his achievements and material wealth. Okay, he was a hangman in that. He wasn't for sure whether or not he should, you know, be moving around his neighborhood, but he did it anyway. All right.